Morning in downtown Chicago had its own stubborn habit. The city woke up fast and never slowed down. Steel trains screamed over bridges, car horns layered over one another, and people moved like they were late to somewhere important, even when they weren't. Everyone had learned the same lesson: keep walking. 14-year-old Marcus Hill walked too, but for different reasons. Walking kept him warm. Walking kept him unnoticed. Walking meant security guards wouldn't ask questions. He pushed a dented shopping cart along the sidewalk, plastic bottles rattling inside like loose coins. Each bottle meant a few cents. A few cents meant a sandwich later, maybe. Marcus had been homeless for almost 2 years, ever since his grandmother died. She'd been the only person who taught him something better than survival. Life is built on habits, she used to say while stirring soup in their tiny apartment. Most people train themselves to look away. You train yourself to stop. Marcus didn't always succeed. Hunger had its own voice. Fear too. But that morning, something interrupted the city's noise. A sound, thin, broken, like air struggling to stay inside a body. Marcus slowed. On a bench near the riverwalk sat a woman, slumped sideways, her head tilted unnaturally. Her coat was expensive, the kind Marcus had only seen behind glass windows, but it was wrinkled and half open. One hand clutched her chest. Her lips were faintly blue. People passed. A man in a suit glanced once and checked his phone. A woman with earbuds stepped around the bench without removing them. A jogger frowned but kept moving. Marcus felt the familiar argument inside himself. If you stop, you'll lose time. If you stop, someone might accuse you of something. If you stop, you might miss food. He almost walked on. Then he heard his grandmother's voice, clear as if she were beside him. Habits decide who you are before big moments ever arrive. Marcus dropped the cart. Ma'am, he said, stepping closer. Can you hear me? No answer. Her breathing was shallow, fast, wrong. Panic surged through him, but he forced himself to remember another habit: stay calm. He had watched ambulances enough times. He knew that freezing helped no one. He ran toward a nearby cafe, burst through the door, and shouted past shocked faces. Call 911. There's a woman outside, she can't breathe. Someone finally reacted. A phone came out. A manager nodded sharply. Marcus ran back and knelt beside the woman. He pulled off his hoodie, folded it, and placed it under her head. You're not alone, he said, even though she couldn't respond. Help's coming. Just stay with me. Minutes felt like hours. Her fingers twitched. Her eyes fluttered. My bag, she whispered, barely audible. Pen, allergic. Marcus grabbed the designer handbag beside her, hands shaking, and searched desperately. He found it, a small injector, exactly like he'd seen on posters at clinics. The ambulance screeched to a stop moments later. A paramedic took the pen, injected it, and looked at Marcus with sudden intensity. Good catch, kid, he said. You saved her life. As they loaded the woman into the ambulance, Marcus stepped back, heart pounding. No one asked his name. No one offered thanks. Morning exploded awake in downtown Chicago. Trains roared overhead, horns screamed at red lights, and thousands of feet hit the pavement in the same hurried rhythm. The city had trained itself well. Don't stop, don't look, don't feel. 14-year-old Marcus Hill moved through that chaos with a dented shopping cart, bottles clanking like nervous music. Hunger sat heavy in his stomach, but fear kept him moving faster than hunger ever could. Security guards didn't like kids like him stopping too long in one place. Then everything changed. A sound cut through the noise, ragged, uneven breathing. Marcus froze. On a bench near the riverwalk, a woman was collapsing. Her coat screamed money, but her face screamed danger. Her hand clawed at her chest, her lips turning blue. People streamed past her like water around a rock. No one stopped. Marcus felt his chest tighten. He should walk away. He needed bottles. He needed food. He needed to stay invisible. But his grandmother's voice slammed into his mind like thunder. Your habits decide who you become before the moment tests you. Marcus dropped the cart. Ma'am, he shouted, running to her side. Can you hear me? Her head lolled. No response. Panic tried to paralyze him, but another habit took over. Act. Move. Don't freeze. He sprinted into a nearby cafe, bursting through the door. Call 911, he yelled. Someone's dying out here. Gasps filled the room. A phone was already dialing. Marcus raced back, slid to his knees, and pulled off his hoodie, shoving it under the woman's head. Stay with me, he said urgently. Don't close your eyes. Her breathing hitched. Her fingers twitched. My bag, she whispered. Pen, allergic. Marcus ripped open her luxury handbag, hands shaking. Lipstick, phone, wallet, then, yes, a medical injector. Sirens wailed in the distance. The ambulance screeched to a halt just as Marcus handed the injector to the paramedic. One quick motion, click. The woman gasped, air rushing back into her lungs. You saved her life, the paramedic said, staring at Marcus in disbelief. Marcus barely heard him. His heart was hammering too loud. As the doors slammed shut and the ambulance sped away, the crowd slowly dispersed. The city swallowed the moment like it never happened. Marcus stood alone again. He pulled his thin jacket tighter, grabbed his cart, and walked on. Not knowing he had just saved a billionaire, and changed his own future forever.